Alrighty, today is Monday, August 19th, and here's our Buoy Tent update. I'm doing it from inside the house today because it is extremely windy and it's dumping rain. So, video would not have turned out very well with rain all over the lens, and you couldn't hear me talk because the wind was blowing that hard from the south. Once again, even with the Astoria Hill blocking the wind, it was still just ripping through the marina there. So, here we are. Looks like the south wind is going to be blowing here for almost the entire week, and that coupled with growing tides might make fishing a little bit tough. We ended up doing okay today. A lot better than yesterday. Yesterday with those squalls coming through, it just, boy, I personally really struggled. I know a few guys who caught some fish. The fleet as a whole did poor. Today, again, the fleet as a whole was kind of struggling. We ended up with 2 keepers, let a handful go, let a coho go, but man, we should be seeing a lot more coho right now. But let a coho go, probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 chinook, and kept a couple. So a lot better than yesterday, but still a little bit tougher. And again, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we have been shrunk down to just basically fishing in front of Hammond and in front of Astoria, the West Mooring Basin underneath the bridge there. That south wind is blowing so hard, you cannot fish the washing side of the river hardly at all. You were able to fish Shipwreck for a little bit this morning during the bottom of the tide, but after that, wind was just blowing too hard, and you did not want to have to do that run back to the west side if that's where you're moored at. So, entire fleet was right there on the Oregon side from Astoria to Hammond, just trying to hide from the wind. On the bottom of the tide here this morning, we had a couple of fish get caught at the bottom of Checkerboard, and we got our coho actually in 40 feet of water on the bottom looking for a chinook, and that was right at the bottom of the tide when we slowed down to about 1.5 miles an hour. So first thing this morning, it was really sunny, and our first 5 or 6 bites came on brass or copper Mexican hats. And then as soon as the cloud cover came in from the system rolling in, it went back to the UV flasher with the Bronco. So that might be some sort of a pattern, but I can't say for sure. Tomorrow I'm going to put the theory to test. I'm going to run a handful more of those UV flashers with the Bronco and see if they key in on that a little bit more. I'm also going to run a couple of spin fish tomorrow. These bigger tides, I really like running the spin fish because I'm throttling so much into it when I'm nosed into it, and those spin fish work really well when you're going fast. I know some guys who caught some fish on stick baits and spin fish today, but I put one out for a little while and it did not get bit once. So I took it off, went back spinners, and we started getting bit again. I don't know. Might have just been right place, right time, right fish like it usually is, but I know a lot of guys who caught quite a few fish on stick baits and on spinning fish, so I'm probably going to try and put 1 or 2 of those out tomorrow. With this late tide, I think I'm probably going to start a little bit later on in the day. Today we started at 8 a.m. I think I'll probably do the same tomorrow just because that tide is ripping so hard. It was a huge minus tide. I saw a lot of beach and a lot of sand that I haven't seen in a long time. And tomorrow's going to be an even bigger tide. So no rush to get out there whatsoever, and hopefully the rain holds off. It's supposed to hold off, and I really hope it does. And I really hope the south wind doesn't blow as hard, because it is, you're both sideways the whole time, and you're just scared that your starboard bow rod, because you're nosed in the current, and you're scared that your starboard bow rod is going to fold over, go underneath the boat, and wrap up all the other rods. It was tough. Whew. Yeah, south wind's not fun, and it looks like we're going to have it through most of the week here this week. I'll tell you what, this year, I don't know what it is. Maybe this isn't the case, but it just feels like there's more south wind than I've seen in a long time here. It's brutal. It makes it hard to fish because you're constantly turning against the wind as opposed to if it was an east or west wind where you could just nose into it or have it at your back. But whatever, it is what it is. And if it's from the north, we can still hide on the washing side, especially up there at Shipwreck. But this south wind is just really, really tough. Hopefully it goes away soon. It was also the first day that it was open out in the ocean today. It's open through this week, not the weekend. I think it's just Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday. I think it's just Monday through Thursday. I'll verify that. But everyone was pretty jacked up, excited to go out offshore to go chase down those coho. with the wind and the weather and the waves, not very many guys went out there. The guys that did go out there said it was tough. It was really difficult. No one found any fish. A lot of guys came back inside. That's a little scary. On these growing tides, those coho should be right there on the red and green line, right out front, staging up, and on the incoming tide, we should be able to hammer them right there at the 10 line or at buoy 12 or marker 1. Guys in the ocean didn't find the coho. We didn't find the coho. And what's so interesting is that if you guys remember my first video that I did from August 1st, we got 7 hatchery coho in the river. That's early. That was great. We were seeing a ton of coho out front. And now we're kind of scratching our heads going, where did they all go? So it could be attributed to the fact that we've had this south wind now for a long time, and it just keeps on blowing them past us and scattering the fish. They could be out deeper. I know that in years past, last year specifically, we had to go out to 350 feet of water or more to go find them. Hopefully the south wind didn't push them out that far, but man, we should, on these tides, be seeing coho right there out front, and we are just not. Who knows? Who knows? But, I don't know. It kind of seemed like there's plenty of fish around. I saw less fish today on my active target than I had yesterday, but the fish that I did see today a bit better than yesterday, so I'll take that. And a lot of guys caught a lot of smaller fish today. Those ones seemed to like the 24 to 26 inch Chinook, just the little tiny shorts. And it seems like those ones were actually playing. We ended up getting a couple of really nice fish that were the high teens, low 20s, but they were all wild. The ones that we kept were small as well. We caught one of those that was 26, 27 inches. And after yesterday, I'm like, yeah, we're keeping this thing for sure. And then we got another one later. Our second one was about, oh, what was it? It was probably 10, 12 pounds. But everyone on the boat today caught fish. We had plenty of bites. We just only ended up with the 2 keepers, wild coho, wild kings, and lost fish, missed bites, the usual. I also hope that this south wind goes away because I really think it's affecting our presentation and also the fish. Just watching the fish go through the gear, it is totally different than what I've been seeing all season, where they actually come in and engage and look at the gear. Yesterday and today, they see the gear and it's like someone dropped a hand grenade on them. They just explode and just scatter around your flashers and around your spinners. Not a good sign. It makes it pretty hard to catch fish when they swim away from your gear. So hopefully the south wind goes away. Hopefully this fishing will start getting a little bit better here with the falling tide starting at the end of this week. And there's still a lot of kings around. That's great, but man, we need some coho. That would definitely help out. So that is our buoy update for today. Oh, hold on. We're back. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Maybe. There we go. That's the Buoy 10 update for today. I'll let you guys know how running the spin fish goes tomorrow. I'm going to put that probably on 2 rods and see if it helps or hurts. If we go back to blades, we shall see. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Later.